I on? There I am. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. It's great to see you all. This is going to be sort of a new type of service in that we have our music and our speaker virtual, but we're here in the room together. So um, bear with us if there's a few little delays as we try to figure it out. But thank you for being here. We're going to start our service with the wonderful Amy Bishop. That smile.
If you're feeling all alone, if you're lost or just confused, put your hands up. If you've got a broken heart and you're not sure what to do, put your hands up. If you lost someone along the way, somewhere along the road, put your hands up. So you know you're not alone, put your hands up. Go on and put your hands up. No matter the road, no matter how hard, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Don't ever let go. You're never too far to put your hands up. Put your hands up. What you waiting? What you waiting? Oh, what you waiting for? Wherever you are, put your hands up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. If your feet are on a corner and your back's against the wall, put your hands up. If you've fallen onto harder times and you've got no one to call, put your hands up. If you're on the verge of giving up and you're all but out of hope, put your hand up. So you know you're not alone, put your hand up. Go on and put your hand up. No matter the road, no matter how far, put your hand up. Put your hands up. You never let go. You're never too far to put your hands up. Put your hands up. What you waiting? What you waiting? Oh, what you waiting for? Wherever you are, put your hands up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Put your hands up. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Put your hands up. What you waiting for? What you waiting for? What you waiting for? Put your hands up. What you waiting for? What you waiting for? What you waiting for? Put your hands up. What you waiting for? What you waiting for? Put your hands up.
I love it when she smiles at the camera like that. She is just so adorable. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. First Sunday in May. Our kids are down at the Montessori having a great time, and so thank you all for being here. My name is Marcy Mitchell. I'm a practitioner here at the Amani Center, and I'm also the Sunday Experience Director, so I'm happy to see you all. I would love to have anyone who's here for the first time maybe raise your hand or stand up if you're comfortable. Hi, thank you for being here. We're so glad you're here. Hi, and I met Paul earlier. Thank you for being here. So great to have you here. If you want some information, we've got some trifolds, and I'm sure someone would be happy to hand those out, give you a little bit of information about the Amani Center. If you're online and it's your first time and you would like us to send you more information, just write your name or raise your hand, and we will get it to you. So thank you for being here. We like to start by reading our vision statement, which is going to come up on the screen. And let's see if this works. Yep. Oh, there's Amy. I was supposed to do that. Here is our new vision statement. And so we like to begin the service by saying it together. So if you'll all join me as we speak it aloud. Lighting the path to peace together. And so that is why we're all here. And we are so grateful that you joined us for this important purpose on the planet right now. And we have a lot of ways that we do that. We have classes, we have workshops. We're here every Sunday morning for our Sunday experience. We have social events out on our patio. And we also have what's called our Circle of Light, made up of our practitioners and our ministers. And we are here to know the truth with and for you. We'll pray with and for you. We do affirmative prayer or spiritual mind treatment. And so if there's anyone from the Circle of Light, any practitioners and ministers in the room now, if you would just raise your hand so people can see where they can go for treatment. And so if there's anything that's weighing heavy on your heart, anything that you're looking to bring in that you're excited about, new things beginning, reach out to one of these folks from the Circle of Light today after service. It would be our great pleasure to do some treatment with you. And if you're online, just drop a note below, or you can send us an email at admin@theamanicenter.org, and we will connect you with a practitioner or minister, and we would love to work with you. Okay, so we're going to take a moment now and go through our announcements. And so today is, as I was saying, our first sort of hybrid virtual in-person service. And we have the wonderful Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson all the way from Baltimore. If you missed him last time, you will be glad you're here today. He's a very dynamic and wonderful speaker. And the wonderful Amy Bishop coming to us from Canada. So we're very happy to have her back again too. It's also our potluck Sunday, so stay after and share a meal with us, break bread. The kids are also here, and they're down at the Montessori, and hopefully they'll make it down at the end to tell us a little bit about what they did today. Okay. There we go. Okay, here's our schedule for the month of May. May's theme is the many manifestations of divine feminine. And as I said, we have the wonderful Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson today. Next week we'll have Reverend Pixie Dufour. The week after that, we have a new speaker. His name is Lucian Baker, and he is a friend and recommendation of Mitch's, so I'm excited to hear him. And then Reverend Donna Apodoni will be here on May 22nd. And on the last Sunday, we have the wonderful Reverend Sherry Wynn. So I love the 5 Sunday months. We get a lot of great speakers. So thank you for being here today. And make sure you tune in for all of these or show up. Okay, we have a workshop that is going to be on the 15th at 1:30 after service that Mitch is doing, called Empowered Communication Strategies for Spiritual People. So you can sign up for this on the AmaniCenter.org. If you're in the room and you want to sign up, just come to the counter after service and we'll help you get signed up. Great workshop about communication and really connecting on that deeper level. So do check that out. Did I go too many? It won't let me go back. There we go. I did go too many. Okay, next week on Saturday, we have our yoga and meditation workshop with the wonderful Kristen Scott. She's a certified meditation and yoga instructor. We do that right here in the room. We move all the chairs out. We bring our mats. We use the rugs, and it's just a lovely practice. It's appropriate for anyone. If you need to do it from a chair, you can do it from a chair. She will work with you. So please do come in for that. That is a suggested love donation of $10. And so that's next Saturday at 10 o'clock. And then we have a rummage sale that we're going to be putting on in the parking lot on May 28th. And so Kathy Clark Amos, our board president, is going to be organizing this. It will be from 7 to 12. She's talked to the local firefighters. They're going to bring an engine over. We're going to have maybe some music and some food and games. And you can vend a table. So if you have stuff you want to get rid of, you can sign up with Kathy, have a table out here, sell your items, and then take anything that doesn't sell with you, because we don't want to have it all left here afterwards. But it should be a great opportunity to clear some stuff out or maybe find some great bargains. So check in with Kathy if you want more information or if you want to participate. And I'm very excited to announce that we are bringing the wonderful Karen Drucker here to this space in July. Yes, it's going to be awesome. We've been working on this, so we're going to have a Karen Drucker weekend, basically. She'll be here on Saturday, July 9th, and she'll do a concert here in the space. We're going to work out some sort of a pre-concert VIP party that you can pay extra if you'd like to be a part of, and then the concert itself. And then on Sunday, she'll be here. She'll be speaking. She'll be bringing her gorgeous music and playing with Ascension. And then on after Sunday service, that's a potluck Sunday. We'll have potluck. We'll have that time together, and then she's going to do a workshop beginning at 1 o'clock. And that workshop title I made up, and I was supposed to take it out of there. She hasn't given me her title yet, but it'll be an amazing Karen Drucker workshop. And if anyone's ever been in her presence, she's just a lovely, lovely person, full of energy, such a prolific writer of music. I almost guarantee you've heard her songs because they're played all throughout New Thought. And beautiful voice, just a lovely, lovely human being. So this is going to be really fun. Tell your friends, bring your friends. Please do participate in this. You won't want to miss it. Okay, so now we're going to take a moment and yes, Mitch.
Sorry, I'm hijacking the mic.
Oh, I thought I put it in here.
That's 1, 2. Okay. Oh, good. Everyone can hear me. Hey, we have a really special performance today. Rise and Speak Rewind. Who went to the Rise and Speak night? Anybody? How was it? I know. And we're going to do it again. So can I have my speakers rise? Who's going to be performing today? We have Sarah. We have Sonia. We have Marie. Jeremy will be here later. And Monica's doing children's church. Their stories are riveting. They're going to share a story of love, hope, and transformation. We're going to do it out on the patio at 1 o'clock today. You don't want to miss this. It is life-changing, and I hope that you can join us. Free event. Come, you're going to have a great time. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Sorry, Mitch, I thought I put that slide in. I don't know where it went. Okay. So now let's take a moment and let's bring it down. Let's get quiet. If you feel comfortable, you can allow your eyes to close. If there's anything in your lap, set it aside. Put your feet flat on the ground to ground into the earth. And just receive that cleansing breath in. Becoming fully present in this sacred moment. We feel our connection to each other and our absolute connection to the divine, to Source, to the one power that connects and guides and lifts and empowers each and every one of us, bringing its absolute abundance, total love, complete joy and trust and just the energy of being, the hands and feet of the one. And so I know that each one of us is so guided, empowered, and led to our divine purpose. And I know this is true for the Amani Center as well, and for this service right now, that it unfolds perfectly, divinely, in the highest possible vibration, and that everyone here in the space, tuning in online, watching it later on Facebook or YouTube, each and every one hears exactly what they needed to hear. They are tuned in and receiving the gift of this service and of this connection. And I am so grateful for this truth, so grateful to know that the divine is acting through the Amani Center and through each and every one of us right now. And so I release my word into the law, knowing that as I speak it, it is already done, it is already made manifest, and all is truly well. And together we say, and so it is. So now I'm going to hand the mic over to our practitioner of the day, Yuli Rodriguez.
Good morning, everyone. So, thank you. Okay, so today, now it's time to take it a little deeper. So we're going to go through the affirmation. Today's affirmation comes to us from our wonderful speaker, Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson. So I want you hear the call to do the do the affirmation. So taking it into our hearts each time. So the first time, please join me with some positivity. Second time, kind of in a whisper. And the third time, please join me mentally, knowing that each time we go through this, it becomes more and more part of who you are. So let's do it together, and those of you online as well. You ready? Here we go. I am the face of the divine feminine in all of its glorious manifestations. I am the face of the divine feminine in all its glorious manifestations. I am the face of the divine feminine in all of its glorious manifestations. And together we say, and so it is. And now our music.
dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering in love. I am dropping down to the truth of who I am. I am dropping down, surrendering to the truth of who I am. Surrendering to the truth of who I am. Surrendering to the truth of who I am. Dropping down. I am dropping down. I am dropping down.
Thank you, Amy. That's beautiful. And it is now time for this sacred time of service for meditation today. So let's put things aside. Honor yourself with this time, this gift of meditation for yourself, your consciousness, and for all of us here in the center. Dropping down, taking her words, making them ours. So eyes open or closed, however you feel moved to step into this holy space. Dropping in, surrendering. Opening up your heart chakra, knowing that there is truth there, knowing that the heart is where the soul resides, that still small voice. And open up and receive the gift of that still small voice, the words, the intentions, really, truly, your true voice. So take your time and listen, because truth is there. Enjoy your meditation. staying in the consciousness that you're in now, listening to that still small voice. It is time now for our divine healing prayer, bringing into that consciousness, bringing into that light and spirit those things, those aspects of life that you want to see, that you seek shift, change, newness. Knowing that that is so, knowing that that change, that new, that wonderful abundance, that beautiful new experience, the aspects of your life that you seek to see shift in is happening now, because as we speak it, it is done. We know that this is so, that the healing, the bringing in, all of that is showing up for you now. God, Spirit, knows only truth, knows only light and love and joy. And we open up and we receive with open hearts and deep gratitude, releasing these words, knowing that what we speak into the ethers is already done and more. Together we say, and so it is.
A purple sky to close the day. I wait the surf, the dolphins play, the taste of salt, the dance of waves, and my soul wells up with hallelujahs. A flash of light, my pounding heart, a breaching wave, a shooting star gives testimony to the power. My soul wells up with hallelujahs. Oh, praise now all these mighty works. There is no language where love can't be heard. A song goes out to all the earth. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Oh, cratered moon, oh, sparrow's wing, oh, thunder's boom, oh, Saturn rays, unveil the spirit as we sing, and my soul wells up with hallelujahs. Oh, praise now all these mighty works. pulse of life beneath my wrist, a falling snow, a rising mist, unveil the spirit, 'cause there's no greater love than this. And my soul wells up, my soul wells up, yes, my soul wells up with hallelujah. Oh, praise now all these mighty works. There is no language where love can't be heard. A song goes out to all the earth. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Thank you, Amy Bishop.
Isn't she amazing? You know, when we started in pandemic, we started bringing in some speakers and some music from other places. I was saying from the beginning that I wanted to visualize some of these people actually in the room. And so far we have brought Daniel Raymont twice, and we're bringing Karen Drucker, so just help me know that people like Amy Bishop and some of these others will be here at some point too, and that it's just a place where people can come and hear amazing music. And so now it's my great honor to introduce today's speaker, who has spoken here before, virtually as well, and that he is the senior minister at CSL Baltimore, and he's a trained actor. He is a excellent signer, and just a wonderful speaker, a wonderful human being. If you're not following him on his social media, he really posts some amazing stuff too. But join me in welcoming the wonderful Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson.
Namaste and greetings. Once again, Amani Center. So the last time, if I'm not mistaken, the last time I was with you was August of last year. So here we are again. And thank you for the invite. Thank you, Marcy. Thank you, community. Thank you, the many faces of the Divine Feminine. Today, we're talking about the many manifestations of, the many faces of, the many expressions of the Divine Feminine. Say what now? What is the Divine Feminine? Well, let's start with what it is not. It is not gender. The Divine Feminine is an energy. I have noticed quite a bit over the past, I don't know how many years, that a lot of people tend to avoid this notion of the Divine Feminine because they have in their minds, their consciousness, this idea about gender, and because of the indoctrination of what we think of gender, people think the Divine Feminine means weakness. Pause and breathe. The Divine Feminine is anything but weakness. Because the Divine Feminine is an aspect of God, and that which God is cannot be weak. So, let's start with a very basic idea of this topic, the many manifestations, the many faces of, the many expressions of the Divine Feminine, by thinking about the yin aspect of yin-yang. Now note, I did not say yin and yang, or yang, depending on one's pronunciation. I did not say yin and yang. I said yin-yang. They exist as one cohesive power. Now, we tend to, because we exist in a world of duality, we tend to separate them and say black, white, female, male, feminine, masculine, etc., etc., etc. And yet, they exist as one. They are not opposites. They are complements. It is a complementary energy. Now, in the same way that love and law, complementary energy, both of them exist. And yet, once again, what we tend to do is we tend to make one more important or more viable than the other. So let's pause and breathe. Focusing on this concept, this energy of yin, the feminine. What is it? Well, the most basic is it's the negative, it's the dark, it's the intuitive, the creative, it is wisdom, it's imagination, peacefulness, relaxation, satisfaction. Those are some of the briefest definitions or expressions of the yin. Now, how often do any of us wear the face of wisdom, express wisdom, embody wisdom? What about peacefulness or creativity or satisfaction? You know, our culture and society love to keep us never satisfied. We always want the newest bauble, the newest trinket, the newest fad, the newest something. Why? Because that's the idea of consumerism. And yet, when we are embodying the energy of the divine feminine, we find that right where we are whole, perfect, and complete, and we are satisfied in this presence. Now, that does not mean we don't shift, evolve, change, because that's what God does. But it means we find satisfaction, we find worth right where we are. So going back, do we understand what it means to embody wisdom, to express wisdom, to be the very demonstration of that? You know, there are times when someone lives paycheck to paycheck, 5 different jobs, paycheck to paycheck, and then all of a sudden they're informed by a lawyer that a distant uncle of theirs that they didn't even know about gave them the inheritance of $100 million. And yet, because their consciousness is steeped in and anchored in and grounded in precedent, not principle, precedent, they continue to live, move, and have their beingness from the consciousness of lack and scarcity, paycheck to paycheck. How many of us are doing the exact same thing when it comes to belief systems and paradigms regarding abundance or lack, regarding love versus animosity, hatred, othering, xenophobia? How many of us are living our lives based upon what we used to be when we were 5 years old or 15 years old or 25 years old, versus being anchored and grounded in the principle of love and law, the principle of embodying the highest and most expansive expression of the divine? When we hear the words, Ernest Holmes, he encouraged us to embody this idea. He said, there is a power for good in the universe, greater than I am, greater than you are, and you can use it. And I tend to remix this and remind us and say, there is a power that is goodness itself. And because it is right now incarnating itself as you, and always has been, and always will be, you have already been using it, you are using it, and you will forever use it. You can't not use it, because to do so would somehow make God something other than what God is. So you are right now already the face of the divine feminine. You are already deeply connected to that energy. But are you expressing it? Are you tapping into it? Are you, in the same way that that paycheck to paycheck individual, are you going to your bank account to make access, to withdraw the money to use it? Are you making a conscious connection to this power and presence that already is what you are? Oftentimes we talk about companies and we'll say that such and such someone is the face of the company. What exactly are we saying? They are the face of IBM. They are the face of Twitter. They are the face of, what exactly are we saying? They are the public representation. They are the outward expressing individual who shows what the values, the vision, the mission, the purpose of the company is. They are a literal walking demonstration of it. How many of us are the face of the divine feminine? How many of us are the face of new thought? How many of us are the face of love, compassion, truth, principle? How many of us are willing to be that? Say it again? Because, oh, yes, exactly. Because I hear, I know some of y'all are being awfully quiet, but I hear you thinking. I hear the words that are marinating in your head. Breathe. I often ask people, if a reality TV show was to follow you for a week, filming every aspect of your life. Now, granted, they're not going to broadcast all of it, but they're following you nonetheless. And, and they interviewed some of your closest family and friends, the people who know you the best. What would we discover is your outward expression of who you are, your outward demonstration of your mental equivalent would be what? What would we see? What would we hear? What would we experience following you to and from work, or to and from the grocery store, or standing in the 7 items or less line behind someone who's paying in pennies with 77 coupons? What would be your face? Right? What would be your expression of the divine? Or would you, paycheck to paycheck, live, move, and have your beingness from an expression of, I'm not worthy, I don't believe, I'm not that, I can't be that. Because, I've always been told that the feminine is weak. It means surrender. The intuition is weak. I'm not creative. What do you mean you're not creative? You are the infinite creative power and presence of all that is, incarnating individually as you. You have to be creativity embodied in the flesh. But are you making access of it? Are you plugging into it? Are you downloading it? Because it doesn't matter how that creativity is expressed, whether it's knitting, sewing, cooking, skiing, painting, drawing, singing, gardening, really doesn't matter how the creativity is expressing. In a written blog, in poetry, it really doesn't matter as long as you are giving access to, giving expression to that aspect of the divine feminine. Because it manifests in many ways. It manifests as your intuition. How many of us trust our intuition versus what we have been conditioned to trust? Trust logic, trust reason, trust knowledge. I need to see, like Thomas, you say you're Jesus. I don't believe you're Jesus. Jesus died. Let me stick my fingers into the wounds and then I will believe that you are. Doubting. I need to touch it. I need to see it. I need proof. You can't prove that love is love. I could ask you, name someone that you love. I love my mom. I love my son. Okay, how do I know that you love them? Well, I'm nice to them. That doesn't mean you love them, right? I buy them flowers. It doesn't mean you love them. There are many people who abuse someone and they buy them flowers. They treat them nice on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. How do you know? Because you feel it. You can't prove it to anyone, but you know it. You feel it. Your intuition is the exact same thing. Learn to listen to it, to feel it, to be aware of it. Allow the divine feminine manifesting itself as your intuition, as that subtle, I feel the hair raising on the back, I feel the God bumps, I see the red flags. I am listening to all of the sights and sounds and signals, symbols of the universe communicating to itself in, through, and as me. We don't have to abide by the idea of precedent that says we must be logical. We're not Vulcans. We must be rational. We must be sensible. Who says the intuition is not sensible? It doesn't make sense to say the intuition is not sensible, because the intuition is God. God communicating to itself, however it communicates to us, through our gut, through our heart, some idea that pops into our mind. It's intuition. Now, the divine feminine is also the energy of darkness and shadow and the energy of the negative. Now, this could right here be a whole workshop in and of itself, because even in New Thought, we still talk about the negative, the shadow, and darkness as though it's bad. And positive is good. And yet the divine feminine, yin, is not bad. It cannot be. It is a necessary energy for creation, as is the darkness, as is shadow. They serve a purpose. And when we align and when we are consciously aware, and we do not dismiss, we do not vilify, we do not judge, we have no need to avoid these energies. We simply anchor and ground in awareness. And the practice, we give space for conscious evolution, transformation, and the embodiment of the divine. We give space for it. And we understand that all of these things require effort, not work, effort. See, I can raise my hand. Was that work? No, but it required effort. There was a conscious movement of the electrical symbols from the brain through the nervous system into the muscles, the tendons, etc., that caused my arm to raise. That's effort. There was energy exerted. In order for us to do this, we must exert the energy of embodying it and putting it to work, showing it in our daily lives, being the face of it. So today, let us agree to connect with a small group of accountability partners, our own form of a mastermind group. And let's examine the divine feminine the same way an archaeologist examines a dig site and a physician and a scientist will examine a lab culture or some lab result. And let's create a treatment plan, an action plan for how we will embody the myriad manifestations of the divine feminine in our daily lives more actively and more consciously, until such time as we are unconsciously competent in living, moving, and having our beingness as the many manifestations of the divine feminine. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Breathe as we enter into that space where we recognize that which is truth. And it is from this place of truth that I anchor and ground in the awareness that God is all there is. And because God is all there is, I recognize this truth, this power, this presence right here as me, moving through me, expressing in my life as my life. And what is true for me must be true for all who are watching and joining in this service now. For it is true for everyone, even those who don't know this service is even occurring. The same truth exists for them because God is all there is. Breathe. I breathe gratitude. I breathe the awareness of the divine feminine manifesting in, through, and as my life. My intuition, my creativity, my ability to sit and be present and calm and compassionate, my ability to be present with my sadness and love, my ability to be present with depression and grief, and not need to rush it away or bypass it, but to be present to it that it may heal. Wisdom, the wisdom of the infinite, spirit, love and law, principle, living, moving, and having its beingness in, through, and as me. Being present to it, being the face of it, being an emissary of it. Breathe. I breathe this joyous gratitude, knowing that the law says yes. It always has, it is right now, and it will forever say yes. Yes to these words, yes to this service, yes to the meditation, yes to the music, yes to the affirmation, yes to each and every divine expression of God, living, moving, and having its beingness as God, as spirit, as the universe acts upon itself. For there is only this infinite oneness, the energy of all that is, incarnating itself right here, right now, as all. So knowing the law says yes, what is there for me to now do other than stand back and marvel at the magnificent way that spirit demonstrates itself as answered prayer? Because what I know is that my mental equivalent is one deeply grounded and steeped in principle. Principle that knows the truth and acts upon that truth. The truth that says, whole, perfect, and complete, I am that I am. And what is true for me is true for all. Deeply steeped in, grounded in, living, moving, and having my beingness from that. And so I celebrate the demonstration of this treatment, this service as answered prayer. For there is only one mind, and that mind is God, and that mind is my mind now. And what is true for me is true for all. One mind, their mind. One mind, all mind. And so what exists right now in the mind of God, this treatment, this service, this music, this prayer, this affirmation, all of this already exists in the mind of God as answered prayer. For there can be nothing missing or absent in the one mind. And so I see it, I feel it, I know it as whole, perfect, and complete in divine expression. For it is answered prayer. And so it is. Namaste, greetings, much love and appreciation to you all, and I will see you soon. Take care. Have an amazing Sunday.
Thank you, Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson. I saw you online. I hope you're watching. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. You're just wonderful. All right, so now it's time for our joyful time of giving. So this is our time to support the Amani Center. I'm going to bring up a few of the ways that you can give on our screen. For those of you particularly who aren't here, and in a minute, Yuli's going to lead us into treatment for those of you who are and who's watching to bless those tithes. But just to show you some of the ways that you can donate virtually. There we go. All right, so you can text the word Amani to 44321. You can hit the donate button that's on the newsletter, on all of our email blasts. You can go to the AmaniCenter.org, and there's a donate button there as well. You can use your bank app. You can set up a check that will arrive in the mail. You can do that so that it comes out every week or every month or just one time, whatever works for you. And you can always mail a check to us at our address in Cameron Park, the Amani Center, 2558 Greenwood Lane, suite number D in Cameron Park, California, 95682. And hopefully there's a link that's being dropped right now. And I think that Mitch wanted to say something about our Closing the Gap campaign too. So I'm going to ask him up very quickly. There you go.
Yes, one, two. So I want to say, if you've seen our flyer, we have a little campaign going to close the gap. And we have 8 things listed on here. And the first thing I want to report is it's working. Look at everybody in the room today. This is awesome. So, we did experience about 3 months of a $2K deficit each month. So it really ate into our reserves. But we're springing back. That's the good news. And some of the things that we have here on the flyer are pretty simple, like pray for abundance and seeing our center is prosperous, signing up for classes. I will be in the back if you want to sign up for the workshop, or if you have any questions about the garage sale, I can get you hooked up with that as well. Participate in automatic tithing per month. So if you're not doing that per month and you want to get set up with that, I can help you with that after service today. Also, you can increase your tithes. Go on Amazon. Who does Amazon? Anybody? Amazoners in the room? We have a Smile account. Every time you use it, we'll get a little bit of money and it all adds up. Invite a friend to church. We had some people do that today. So grateful that you've done that. Come to church in person because we create more community that way. It's just great to see your faces. And then share any ideas that you have for us to keep growing our beautiful church and community and deepening our abundance. And I do want to say just a quick note about Lucian in May. I gave up my spot for him, and I never. He is a fellow ministerial student and my spiritual brother. And I deeply hope that you'll come on the 15th. He is a phenomenal speaker. In fact, I feel like you might want him more than me after this. But I really hope that you make it a point to support him on the 15th. You will not be disappointed. All right. And we have our people now.
Yes, thank you, Mitch. Okay, I'm going to hand this over to Yuli. No, sorry, I'll stay.
Okay, so I'm still kind of feeling the stuff. Are we feeling the stuff still? Yeah, so I sometimes have difficulty with words. It's not usual for me. So here we go. So taking your tithes, and then we have these sheets that you can, if you do your online tithes, you can take it to your heart. Take your tithes to your heart, knowing that we are expanding, we are growing, we are feeling into this. We are as a center, as an idea of love, light, divine, beautiful energy. We are expansive, we are growth, we are feeling this aspect of self, this divine energy touching each and every one of us here, and that we're grateful for this space. And we show that with our tithes, with our gifts, with what we can provide, because we know that here is where we are spiritually fed. We experience our true nature through the workshops, through the talks, through the music, through every way that we contact. When we touch each other with our words, with our eyes, with our hearts, we know that there is the oneness between us. Where there are two or more are there, God is there. And we are in deep gratitude knowing that this is a sacred space that we have here, and we are blessed to be here together. In deep gratitude, I release these words knowing that we are truly, beautifully abundant in every single way possible. And together we say, and so it is.
Okay, we got another song from Amy Bishop. And then looks like we got kids coming in too, so wonderful.
No, I was just standing.
It takes a crane to build a crane. Takes 2 floors to make a story. It takes an egg to make a hen. It takes a hen to make an egg. There is no end to what I'm saying. Takes a thought to make a word. Takes some word to make an action. Takes some work to make it work. It takes some good to make it hurt. It takes some bad for satisfaction. Life is wonderful. Life goes full circle. Life is wonderful. Takes a night to make a dawn. Take some day to make you young, brother. Take some old to make you young. Take some cold to know the sun. Take some one to have the other. Takes no time to fall in love, but it takes you years to know what love is. Takes some tears to make you trust. Takes those tears to make it rust. Takes the dust to have it polished. La 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 la, life is wonderful. La 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 la, life goes full circle. La 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 la, life is wonderful. La 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 la, life. La 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 la, life is wonderful. La 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 la, life goes full circle. La 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 la, life is wonderful. La 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 la, life. It takes some silence to make sound. Takes a loss before you found it. It takes a road to go nowhere. It takes a toll to make you care. It takes a hole to make a mountain. La 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 la, life is wonderful. La 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 la, life goes full circle. La 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 la, life is wonderful. La 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 la, life is meaningful. La 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 la, life is wonderful. La 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 la, life is wonderful. La 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 la, life is wonderful. La 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 la, life is wonderful. Life is meaningful. Life is wonderful. Life is meaningful. Life is wonderful. Life goes full circle. La 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 la, la 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 la, life is wonderful. La 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 la, life is meaningful. La 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 la, life is wonderful. La 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 la, life.
Glad we got the video back on before that. All right, so it looks like we have our kids here, so I'm going to ask them to come on up and tell us what you guys did. Nice job. There you go.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Well, we had a wonderful morning today, talking all about spring and all the blessings that it brings. And we learned a new song today, which our affirmation comes from that song. And let's see if we can all say it together. Here we go.
That our faith, our mother, we must take care of her.
Yes. Good job.
The earth is our mother, we must take care of her.
So the girls all made a picture of something about spring, what spring means to them. So would you share yours?
Beautiful.
Great.
Thank you guys. Thank you, Monica. All right, I'd also like to thank today's speaker, Reverend Dr. Raymont Anderson, and our musical guest, Amy Bishop, and all of you for being here. And so we are going to sing The Presence is Here without the help of Ascension. So I know everybody will sing along. So let's all stand together and sing. Okay, here we go. The presence is here. The presence is here. Love and spirit prevail on each face. The presence is here. Amen. The presence is here. And I will meet you in grace. I will meet you in grace. Have a wonderful week. Bring that divine feminine and be the face of God. Namaste. Yuli's doing treatment on the stage. And don't forget to stay for potluck.